This is the Fantasy Roadshow.
We are live. We are live. Right, Coles? Right, Shane? You guys always do that. You guys are funny. You guys are leaving me out on the cliff there. Welcome into another episode of the Fantasy Roadshow. This episode is brought to you by Rule One Proteins. If you don't know, go check them out, www.rule1proteins.com. Today, we have a very special mock. We got a very special guest. We got the Joey Wright. You can see him featured on The Athletic inside the magazine in a mock draft. I saw that post. That's awesome. Congratulations, Joey. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I had to go to Walgreens this morning, and I brought my daughter with me because we had to drop something off at FedEx, and we've got like a little FedEx location on our Walgreens. And I was just kind of walking through, and I was like, oh, I'm in that magazine. And I've always wanted to have that experience of like, I'm in the magazine that's on the shelf. I had it happen when I was doing film stuff, but I've never had it in the fantasy football industry. So cool little morning. So I took a little video of it to capture the moment. And my daughter was, she was not impressed at all, if I'm being honest. Like, she could care less. But yeah, it was a great morning. I am so happy to be here with you guys tonight. I have missed you guys since I did the show with you once before. I am sad you're not in the truck, if I'm being honest. Right now.
Yeah. I'm in between shows right now. So, when I'm not working on a show, they're like a spurts of like 3 months. So currently doing a different job. Don't have the opportunity to record in a truck right now, but hopefully soon I'll be back in the truck ready to work. So
awesome.
Have you guys seen though that like TikTok or whatever short trend that's been going on where they say like show me the money or something, and that at the end like none of them celebrate? Have you seen that?
No,
I have not.
There's some TikTok trend going on right now where basically everyone will say, they'll stand in a circle and they'll say like show me the money, and everyone like claps and like celebrates, and then when the last person says it, no one claps or celebrates, and they always feel like an idiot and super left out of the joke. Well, that's what just happened to Truck, except me and Shane did not plan that. But that was the exact moment that happened.
Yeah, that was funny. You guys are funny. All right, but anyway, we're here to mock draft, and we're doing a 12 team, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, 1 tight end PPR league. I'm pretty excited about this. Looks like we'll be starting here in a couple minutes, giving somebody a quick last minute chance to join in. If you're this isn't live, so not even going to mention anything. I was going to say, if you're listening out there, if you're watching out there, check out the Twitter and join in. But it'd
be really creepy if somebody just joined, wouldn't it? How they know?
I'm funny. I have a work draft at 7. That's why I asked Truck to change the settings. I'm in the 6th spot, like I am sitting right here, and it's half PPR. 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, 2 flex. Is that what it is, Truck?
You sent me 2 wide instead of 3 wide. You said 2, and 2.
Yeah. There you go. That's what it is. So gonna get the trial run in here. May need to drop off. I don't know. We'll see what happens at 7:00. But yeah.
If I have a bandana, I can sub in for you. I can probably look cool.
Oh, that's funny.
I need I got just about every LSU headband now from Junk Brands that they carry.
I have none. So
he sent me a picture of like a box of like 10 of them. He's like, just got her. I just re-upped. And I'm like, look at this. What the hell?
Well, I figured I'd had to just fully send the LSU headband thing at this point, right? Like,
dude, I mean, it's
LSU headband.
Lean into the brand, man. I wore a cowboy hat for 3 years, and it only did good for me. So lean into your brand, man. More brand recognition, the better.
Truck, we need to get you an 18-wheeler that you can in between shows.
Yeah, I just need a truck to just sit outside my house, and then that's my studio. It's in the truck, and that's definitely the route I need to go. Maybe I'll visit the scrapyard.
Let's pop it.
Yeah. All right, we will start it off.
Let's go.
30 seconds per pick. Looks like 45 seconds, but either way, I am on the clock here with the 101. I'm staying true to what I usually do, and I'm taking Jamal Chase at the 101. A little bit unorthodox, but if you're watching the road show and you've watched for quite a while, this is not nothing new.
not nothing new.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I guess you guys don't pick before me. At the 106 here, I'd like to get, I guess, whoever's there. If Bijan or Brees fall, I kind of like the idea of going one of them. I think just from a pure workload standpoint, they're going to be significant. And then, of course, the talent follows that. So hopefully I see one of them fall here at the 106.
Yeah, you
Joey,
should.
are you Bijan or Brees?
I'm a Brees guy. Well, you know what? I'm actually not a Brees guy. I'm the guy that's going later guy. I like them so equally.
Yeah.
You know, that Tyler Algier news that came out today that he's going to get 14 touches a game. You know, he did get 13 a game last year, but that kudos to Dave Kluge on that little joke that he threw out there earlier. You know, I do like Brees Hall. I think he's got a better role with the team, and we've seen Aaron Rodgers, running back, have success throughout his career in the NFL. And what we saw to Brees Hall last year was just dynamite. So, yeah, I'm more of a Brees guy.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I am Bijan, and I'm going to take him here. But
Awesome.
but honestly, like I've said that I'm so close to flipping to Brees. And then Shane O'Mac did it before me, so I was a little like, all right,
Snuck it in.
I can't just follow Shane O'Mac now. So that's the only reason that I haven't flipped them yet. And it's because of the workload thing. I think Bijan's talent and Brees, I mean, their talent's so good when you get to that level. I think they're basically, you know, those top three backs are kind of.
There you go.
And you could fit Saquon in there as well. Oh, he autoed.
Okay.
But in terms of just pure talent, there's only a few backs like him. So,
Joey, talk to me. You picked Amon-Ra St. Brown there.
Yeah, so I have a rule in any draft I go into. It used to be I take a line in every draft, and it was kind of funny. But I actually started looking at some stuff, and I really like cat teams this year. Lions, Panthers, Bengals. Did I say Panthers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I am in on the Carolina Panthers this year. I think Dave Canellis could really turn that offense around. Deontay Johnson, go grab Jonathan Brooks while you can. Before I think the hype will come back. I know he's going to probably start on the pup, but once he's there, I could see him really having a great season. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown a lot. This Lions offense, we've seen Jared Goff when he's at home, produces fantastic numbers. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a huge part of that. And they really did nothing to improve the passing game this year. They have Jared Goff coming back. They have Sam Laporta. They've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, but they didn't really bring in a dominant second receiver. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to get anything he wants this season. So I like him a lot in 12-team drafts.
Nice. Like all the cats this year. I like it.
Yeah, I like the
cats.
Panthers as well. I think we did our breakdown for the South. I think I had them at like 8 and 9. Let's see.
100%.
I had them at 8 and 9. These two both had them at 5 and 12. I think they're going to take a big step forward. Canales is going to help Bryce. There's so much production. That's why you're going to see Brooks, Deontay Johnson have big fantasy years, and like the market is just sour on those players. So I think there's a ton of value.
What did you think about the Bucks? What did you have the Bucks at? You can say it.
I had them at 8 and 9 as well.
Okay. I don't disagree.
So, you know, I have Saints at 3 and 14. That was before someone get injured. No, that was the Vikings.
No, it's just Dennis Miller just chastising Kendre Miller. Dennis Allen chastising Kendre Miller day after day.
What's with this? I can't do a Dennis Miller impression. I was about to do.
That would have been great.
Yeah, guy.
What are you thinking here, Joey?
So I think I'm gonna go with Puka. I'm not too scared off by they're saying he might miss the first week. I don't think he's going to. If I can draft with two dominant wide receivers like that, Puka's going to get a ton of targets this year. I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I've started a lot of drafts off with a wide receiver build. I'm pretty comfortable with this. So yeah, I do love Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah. That'd have been my other pick.
Interesting. And then Shane, you took Harrison and London at the turn right there. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, for me, it's just I don't like the running backs at that value, like right there at that turn. For me personally, I don't like Gibbs. I'm not that big on Taylor there. So I think London's set to explode, and I think Harrison is going to be a great rookie year also. So
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I love taking those two at that turn. That's my favorite start at that position of the draft. Let's see here.
I took
do like where you
Devonta.
got London.
Yeah.
I think people are kind of poo-pooing on Drake London right now, and I don't think we should be.
No, I don't think so either. I am on the clock here, and I am going to take Derrick Henry, and then I am also going to take. Oh, where's he at here? DJ Moore is my next highest receiver. So I'm going to take Derrick Henry as my kind of hero RB and start building there.
Right.
Coles, you said you took Devontae?
Yeah. I'm like, I still don't know these sleeper boards. Like I've thrown on. So I've done 500 drafts on Underdog at this point that drafting anywhere else, like, yeah, feels like I'm jerking off with my left hand.
Oh dear.
So because of that, I'm going to take Brandon Ayuk. I think he's going to get another contract here, and he's got a ton of value at the mid third when he was going like early second previously.
Yeah,
he's going to end up on the same team.
Okay.
So now the right hand is being used when drafting this team early.
Oh dear.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs?
I still like the talent. I think the Packers, they've got a good offense built around there. I think everyone thinks they're going to throw a ton, but I think Josh Jacobs is still one of the best running backs in the league. So I think he's going to definitely get his carries this year. Not the best pass catcher, but I'm not extremely worried about that for this season.
What are you hearing down there about Bucky? Is he going to get any kind of a real role? I know there's been some optimism.
If he keeps looking like he has in the preseason, I hate saying that phrase because how many times has that bit us in the butt? But Bucky looks like the real deal. I think he has a legitimate chance to return kicks. And I still think the preseason hasn't shown us what to expect out of returning kicks. I do think that's going to be a bigger part of the game plan this year for a lot of teams. And I think Bucky's got a really good chance of returning kicks for them. But I do think he'll be on the field. He just looks good. So
I was expecting more fireworks with the kickoffs, even in preseason. I was just expecting they talk it up like, oh, you're going to see all these returns. There's going to be all these touchdowns, and just it hasn't really amounted to much so far.
Yeah, I lost. It wasn't a big prop bet, but it was I lost a little bit of money. Nothing to lose sleep over, but I said there was going to be 2 touchdowns in the first preseason game off kickoff returns, and I just lost that money flat out.
Yeah. Shane, what are you thinking here?
So this, I'm going to go with my 2 highest ranked guys overall, and that's White and Swift. I've got Swift a little bit higher than most probably, but I really think he's in for a great year. I think it's been a positive sign for Swift and anyone that's drafted Swift that he hasn't played much in the preseason.
Yeah, I think those are the right 2 picks. I love Swift, and Rachaad White I think should be a top 10 guy this year.
You did that for Joey. Just admit it.
I knew you were going to say this, so that's why I had to double check. I had to check my rankings, make sure that I was holding true to the rankings that I was.
Yeah,
I respect that because
I know you respect that.
Shane does love to butter up the guest with.
No, I think with Dave Cannell's gone in Tampa Bay, I think Rachaad White, believe it or not, I think he could actually get more check down work this year. So I was kind of out on him coming into the season, but as the weeks go on, I'm getting more and more in on Rachaad White because I think where Baker's safety net was last year was just kind of checking down Rachaad White, and I think he's going to do it a lot more because I think Baker's going to be in a little bit more trouble this year. Oh man, what do I want to do here? I only have a 30-second clock. You guys put me under pressure. So Kenneth Walker.
Walker, yep.
Whew. On the hot seat.
I like Walker.
Yeah, I just made that move in my rankings, putting Walker ahead of those of Kamara and Mixon.
Yeah, Coles have been talking him up quite a while, or quite a little bit over the past couple, week or so. So got me thinking about it.
Do we like
V-shape.
Diggs?
Taking that.
Do we still like Diggs?
High T right there, all those running backs.
I guess I still like
V-shape.
Diggs. Diggs is like the one pick this year that like it just feels so dirty making. It's every time I make it, it feels dirty. He has a ton of talent. And he's going to be on an outstanding offense. So I keep being like back in on Diggs just from a talent and him having something to prove this year. And, you know, one of the best young talents is throwing him the ball. It still feels dirty.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as good as it did earlier. I've been in on Diggs as being the number one guy there in Houston, but recently I'm just having second thoughts about it. I'm on the clock here, and I'm gonna take. Man, I would have taken Trey McBride, but he did not fall. Damn auto pick got me. I'm gonna go ahead and take Dalton Kincaid, and I'm gonna follow that up with let's see here. Let's go Tank Dell.
Okay.
Tank.
If I can get him. Where is he at? There we go.
Truck, you got my favorite of the Houston Texans wide receivers. The one that goes third.
The one that goes third.
I agree.
Yeah, to me, it's I just don't know what to think about this wide receiver room. Like Nico Collins was so good last year. Tank Dell was so explosive and looked like sometimes the best receiver on the field, and then Stephon Diggs is just the weathered veteran. So it's like I don't know what to think about this wide receiver room.
I am going to pick someone that I want to hear Joey talk about.
So you don't want to hear me talk about Mark.
You don't want to hear me talk about that. He's tired of me talking about that.
Listen, my beef is not. I think I know what you're referring to. My beef is not with Amari Cooper. It's with Deshaun Watson. I just don't see it happening for him in Cleveland, and I will be proved wrong. Bring it to me, please. If I was wrong about Deshaun Watson being the 25th best quarterback this year, lay it on me. But Amari Cooper, he's been solid every year he's been in the league. I think he's still going to get his work. I just don't know what else is. Oh, I'm on the clock. Oh, see, you did the thing where you get me on the clock, you get me talking. And I almost missed my pick, but no.
I do that all the time.
And so, yeah, no, I think Amari Cooper is going to be fine. It's everything around outside of David Njoku and Amari Cooper that I'm worried about because I don't think Deshaun Watson can support much more. And Watson doesn't even like supporting his tight ends. So if anybody's taking to David Njoku, which I might have to do because the tight end pool is drying up quite quickly, I would temper your expectations.
Fair enough. Oh, my cat just jumping all over my keyboard.
What kind of cat do you have?
I have two. I have a brown cat and a gray cat. They're brothers,
okay.
two brothers, and then I have a stray that we brought in, a black cat. She's the only girl, and sometimes they fight a lot.
Do they?
They get into it.
Shane, tell Joey about the hammerhead worms.
So there is a new phenomenon in Kansas that is taking over. It's hammerhead worms, and you cannot, if you try to smash them or chop their heads off, they recreate instantly, and so they multiply, and they can be toxic to the touch. So you have to kill them with chemicals or vinegar or like salt. You can pour salt on them, but if you chop their heads off or you stomp on them, they just will regenerate immediately and multiply.
Do you think you could go outside and do this the next couple of days? Because I would like to see a head regenerate.
That's what we were talking about. That I'm hoping to find one in my yard so I could get this recorded.
This is just the plot of a movie. Like that's just
And this is how this is how it ends, guys. Like this is the last show we'll do together. It's been a blast. 2 shows, I guess that's all I get in this world. So
my brother had a couple in his yard and sent me a picture of them, and they do look like what you'd expect for the name hammerhead worms. It's like a hammerhead shark, but a worm.
Next season, we could have the Fantasy Roadshow hammerhead worm. It could also become the mascot of the Fantasy Roadshow.
All right, Joe took Godwin there. I love that pick.
Yeah, I think he has complete wide receiver 2 upside. Then moving him back to the slot, and I think that's where we saw Baker Mayfield thrive when he was in Cleveland and he was at his best. Actually, his best was last year when he was a Buck, but you can't always be Bucks. But no, when he was in Cleveland, he thrived when he was throwing the ball to Jarvis Landry. Moving Chris Godwin back to the slot just going to raise his value so much. I think he is a wide receiver too, and I'm drafting him as my 4th wide receiver on the team. I've got a solid running back bench at this point. Still sad that there's no tight ends for me to take, but I'm just going to wait till the end. Looks like, but no, I love Godwin this year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him in the slot. I just, he's such a good wide receiver, so excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, Joey, but didn't he out-target Mike Evans down the stretch, like, in their last stretch of games?
He did, but Mike Evans had like, what was it? Was it 8? It wasn't 18 touchdowns. Was it 18 touchdowns? It might have been 18 touchdowns. Yeah, over 1,000 yards. I do know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Godwin did out-target Mike Evans down the stretch. So you're seeing maybe a little shift there. I still think with the touchdowns and just the insane ability of Mike Evans, he's going to be the red zone threat there. He's still the wide receiver I'd want most in this Tampa Bay offense, but getting Chris Godwin where I think he's going to be a little bit closer to Evans this year, I love that value. And I'm a value-based drafter. I mean, maybe a champion of my boss, Joe Bryant, but, he basically invented value-based drafting years ago. And, I preach it. Just good players at good value helps you win championships.
Yep.
So I took Joe Burrow, wanted to grab my quarterback and go with my get that elite stack with Jamar Chase. And then I took someone I don't usually take in this range, but I took Zamir White. I think with the volume, I think he's going to be a very serviceable wide receiver, running back 2 on my team here. Coles, you went Bijan and then 5 wide receivers: Adams, Ayuk, Diggs, Cooper, Reed. Where are you looking to go here with this next pick?
Javonte Williams. I think Javonte is going to be a beast. I've said it all off season. And I think we're going to see him like 2 years off the ACL in the Sean Payton offense. Bo Nix is going to have a little bit of success. Bo Nix, like sneaky, ended up in a pretty good spot with learning from Sean Payton and then having Javonte Williams and Cortland Sutton, who are like 2 very legit weapons. So I think they could have a little bit of success this year when everyone's expecting them to be horrible.
Yeah. And then Joey, you waited on tight end and still ended up with Ingram.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. 143 targets last year in the Jaguars offense. They did bring in Brian Thomas. Calvin Ridley's now out in Jacksonville. I think this is the make or break year for Trevor Lawrence. And every bit of that passing offense is going to need to step up. We've seen Evan Ingram's a big part of this for 2 seasons now. Even better last year than he was the year before. Getting him as the 7th or 8th tight end in a league, I'm happy waiting till the 7th round to get him there. I'm usually landing one of those big 5 fish, though, in most drafts. So this was kind of fun for me in a mock to see, okay, what happens, Joey, if you miss those? And that's why we mock. Getting Evan Ingram, it's really exciting.
Yeah, I think that's great value there in the 7th, for sure. All right, Shane, what do you got here, buddy?
So here I'm going to go with he's really steaming up my draft boards, probably lots of other folks, but that's Jameson Williams. I just think he's set for a great year. They're going to expand his route tree.
He's my guy, isn't he?
He's one of my guys, so I'm for sure going with him. And then here I'm kind of like Joey. I waited on tight end, so I'm going to keep waiting some more. But I am going to go with the guy that I've come around on a little bit for a 3rd running back, and that's Brian Robinson. I was probably the most anti-Brian Robinson person all last year, but I think coming around on him in this offense is going to be much better this year.
Yeah, Brian Robinson. I think I could speak for all of us on the road show that we were all very low on Brian Robinson last year. Well, we didn't think he was going to amount to much, and then it's like a full 180, and we are fully on board with Brian Robinson this year. I love where he's being drafted in the 8th round, 7th round, like getting him where he's going. I'm looking to grab him in almost every mock, every draft I do.
Ooh, it's that point of, are you going to get your player?
All right, Joey.
No,
Jonathan Brooks.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Wow.
You shouldn't be.
I feel I feel good with my wide receiver depth at this point. So my flexes I feel are going to be full for the first few weeks. My running backs they both have 10-week buys, and I don't really care about bye weeks too much, but that lets me know that I can let Jonathan Brooks sit, let him get off the pup, let him get used to this league, and then come week 10, I've got a stud running back there in the 8th round.
Yep.
I just got sniped back-to-back picks.
Oh,
It's all right.
Love Brian Thomas.
It's all right.
where are you going here, Coles?
Probably going with the JSN bounce back.
Like it a lot.
Nice.
It pains me to say it as a K-State alum, but I think the good years of Tyler Lockett are behind him, and the metrics all showed it last year from most of it. And so I think JSN takes over that number 2 role for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's got to, right? Like he's too good not to. Too good of an athlete. Excuse me. All right.
A talent of his ability does not put up 2 stinkers. That's what I've been saying.
Well, we say stinker, and he still had like 63 catches as a rookie last year, and he missed like a lot of time at the beginning with that wrist injury.
Yeah. I think I just mean like he's going to have like a Waddle-esque type year this year, and obviously didn't last year, He's a stud. He's one of the better just pure talent receivers, so we're going to see it.
Mm-hmm. I was looking to grab a running back here, and of course there's a nice little run right before me. I was going to take Moss, Edwards, Warren maybe, but which is unfortunate. Let's see here. Oh, I don't like doing this, but I am going to take. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I'm going to take Christian Watson.
Oh, you booger.
Sorry
I
about
want
it.
to say booger. Is that
Yeah.
clean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, my key was just getting destroyed. Chase Brown goes. Oh, oh no.
Rough.
I
all right.
will be going Caleb Williams because I'm not going to let Shane steal him in another mock.
No, yeah.
Yeah, the fight is real for Caleb in our mock drafts lately.
He's looked good. He's looked really good.
Yeah, I love all the people that are hating on him, posting other Bo Nix highlights or like other people's highlights. They're like, Caleb who? What Caleb was doing isn't special. It's like, well, coming from a Bears fan, it's just really good to see. Have you been watching Hard Knocks at all, Joey?
So, I got sniped big time. Ooh, that hurt. Oh,
I was going to take Ty J, and then I saw Caleb there. I was like, I just got to go Caleb.
Oh, guys, I'm going to take quarterbacks. I'm scrambling here. All right. I could probably wait. You know what? I was looking to see if I was playing a game of quarterback chicken. Those 2 teams at the end don't have quarterbacks. So
I would have taken Jordan Love for sure. Yeah. He's my guy.
I got hit hard in a draft on Monday where I waited to the last team and a guy took Jaden Daniels like in round 7 or 8. And I was like, everyone else has a quarterback. I'm good. And then he took Jordan Love in the 10th round. And I was smoke coming out my ears. I was not happy.
I hate when that happens.
Pick.
B Shade took my Daniels pick.
See,
of course.
That's the thing. You say their names.
It is.
I'll be quiet.
That one's just that's a gut punch right there, I tell you.
Where are you going, Shane?
Joey, have you done your draft for your friend league that you said every time they beat you, they just make fun of you that you don't you do this for a job and we're beating you?
That's every league. No, but yeah, no. On my birthday on Sunday, we have the Golden Gnome draft.
Golden Gnome, that's right.
Yeah. 15th year, or no, this might be 15th or 16th year. We're gonna do it at a Miller's Ale House, which we normally do it at over near my house, because I'm running the Football Guys Bowl those days. So I have like a small break on Sunday. on my birthday to run, draft, and come back home. And get
Happy
back in
birthday,
fantasy
sir.
leagues. Thank
Yes.
you.
We'll be sure to reach out on Sunday.
Oh, I appreciate that. Can anybody guess how old I'll be?
Oh, yes. Let's play this
see how
game. I
much I
love
get
this
insulted.
game.
Yeah.
21.
No.
No,
I'm gonna say 39.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 36.
Okay.
I'll say 34.
34. Okay. On Sunday, I'll be turning Jackie Robinson. I'll be 42.
Well,
Wow.
No.
Wow.
No.
Would have never guessed.
Well, I appreciate all the low numbers, which makes me think you guys thought, okay, it's probably high, so we should say low to make him feel good. He did show up here on a
No,
Wednesday night.
to be honest, I for sure thought you were in your 30s somewhere.
I'll say when I always say Shane O'Mac is brown nosing, that my guess was brown nosing. I wanted to be the lowest for sure.
You go with Little Shaker. We call him Little Shaker here on the pod. I love that pick.
Little
Yeah.
shaker.
I think the jury's still out on what's going to happen there in Buffalo as far as the passing game goes. The only person I feel any type of confidence in is Dalton Kincaid at this point with Josh Allen. So Shakir could end up being the wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 on the team. So we'll see how it goes. Keon Coleman looks really good though. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are heavily targeting Coleman in the red zone.
Yep. The preseason is so tough to read the tea leaves sometimes of like, okay, are they showcasing this guy because they want to kind of test him out, or is it just because the guy that they really like, they're just saving for the regular season? And I used to be like, oh, well, the rookies, if they're featuring the rookies a lot, they're getting to know them. So that means they like, I just never know anymore.
Yeah.
But it's hard to deny what we've seen out of Coleman. So,
Oh,
I'm sure
definitely.
we'll involve.
So yeah, I take Blake Corum and J.K. Dobbins here. I still think J.K.'s got a chance to do something on the Chargers. They're going to run the ball a lot under Harbaugh, and I'm not ready to be out on J.K. just yet. I'll give him one more shot. Where do you stand with the Chargers backfield, Joey?
I don't mind Gus Edwards. I don't think Vidal is going to have too much of a role this season. So I think Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins will kind of share it a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
You said Chargers, right?
Yes, Chargers.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd be embarrassing if I started about the Rams, wouldn't it? It's only happened once this season so far.
So we just saw them go almost back to back. Joey, who are you taking of the two Cowboy running backs first, if you have to?
Of Dowdle and Elliott?
Yeah.
I'm going to give a safe answer. It depends on I like my team. If I need some upside, I'm going to take Dowdle. If I need somebody safe, like I would have taken, who took Chuba Hubbard from me before I could back him up to Jonathan Brooks? That was not nice. Let me make my pick.
Yeah, go
I just
ahead.
got cleared out again. You got some drafters. Ooh, I do like this. Tyler Chandler. So if I needed some safety for Jonathan Brooks, I would have taken Ezekiel Elliott. I'm pretty sure in the first few weeks, Zeke's going to be the lead back there. But I think as the season goes on, Rico Dowdle should, I don't know if he'll win the job, but I think he'll get the majority of the carries heading towards the second part of the season. So I feel good about my team. We need some upside. I'll go Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, safe answer. I like it.
I'm good again.
My draft is starting.
All right, Coles, you got to run.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce.
Go ahead.
All right, buddy. Take it
Good seeing
easy.
you, bud.
See you later.
Talk to you soon. I'll talk.
Okay,
Thanks,
Dan.
Joey. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, fine.
So this
All right,
is
Shane.
something that I would do in a real draft. So I'm going to do it here. If I've gotten wiped out of the QBs, which I have, obviously this is where I'm just going to go with two of them back to back and just play it like that. In a normal league, that's the route I go if I get wiped out.
Yeah, I think that's the right route.
My favorite strategy is wait on quarterback or wait for the value. And
Mhm.
Lawrence and Stafford, I have a lot of Lawrence Stafford combos this year. I love that. Love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean he's just such a good NFL quarterback. And last year was the problem where he just I remember I was picking him up and like considering playing him, and he just wasn't scoring enough points. Where I think that's going to change this year with the healthy Cooper. I'm really excited about that offense.
Yep.
Oh, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. It's to compliment Jordan Love. Like I'm pretty sure I believe in Jordan Love and what he can do there in Green Bay. Who was it that was it ESPN that said that the Packers had the best wide receiver core? I don't know
It was what's his name?
The former Lions quarterback. What was his name?
Yeah.
Dan Orlovsky.
Orlovsky, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves doing that stuff.
I don't know about that. I might lean towards, the pair the Vikings have. But with Cousins has there in Atlanta, it's super solid. I think he'll produce good fantasy numbers every week. So if Jordan Love, it was just kind of like it's a little glimmer of sunshine last year from him, and it's not the true story. I do think Kirk Cousins can safely get into the finish line if I need him to.
Yeah. I'm going to take Jalen Wright here. I think there's pick. Look, I'm not like I don't predict injury on any player, but with a player like Raheem Mostert, with how old he is, how much production he got last year, I think I would take a bet that he might end up missing some time this year. And if he does, Jalen Wright's going to be the right pick there. So, and then I'm also taking Brandon Cooks. I think Brandon Cooks, wide receiver 2 on the Cowboys, is going to have tremendous value this year.
Yeah. He seems to be forgotten about.
They're going to throw the ball a ton.
Yeah. He was wide receiver 15 the last 8 weeks of last year, I believe. And like you said, they'll throw the ball over 600 times.
Yeah.
The forgotten about Ram with all the preseason hype of winning him. People forget about Demarcus Robinson, how much Matt Stafford loves him.
Yes.
Yeah. And we saw him do it with Kupp and Nakua on the field. And if Nakua's already dealing with an injury, and I took Nakua earlier, that feels like a good pick for me. But, double-digit fantasy points in 4 of those last 5 weeks last season during the regular season. I love the Demarcus Robinson. Like I said, he's my most drafted player this year in fantasy.
Yep.
Do you do best ball at all, or I can't remember? Are you into best ball at all?
I kind of do. I like to go with the seasons, so I do a lot of dynasty early in the year, and then I do best ball up until around Scott Fishbowl season.
Okay,
and then I hit the Scott Fishbowl stuff hard, and then I move more to redraft. So
I like that. I like that. That's a nice way of doing it.
It's kind of going with you kind of ride the tides though. So it's kind of like I'm doing, I'm not being a cool kid. I'm just kind of following, but
yeah, no, I that's a nice balance for everything. You know what I mean?
You don't get sick of anything, which is nice.
Yeah, we've done over 500 best ball drafts, and it just at this point, like me and Mike and I we usually draft together, and it's just on autopilot. Like we know who we're taking in every pocket, and it's like, we hardly even talk during the draft. It's like, all right, yeah, him. All right, cool. Then it's just losing its oomph,
Ray Davis is a player I have seen flying up people's draft boards. Didn't see him drafted too much early in the season, but man, he has been moving into people's drafts. I like that a lot.
I mean, have you watched him at all in preseason so far? The guy's been
looks good.
Just running on fire lately.
I mean, the corpse of Latavius Murray had 4 touchdowns last year, and he's going to have a goal line role, I think, maybe carved out. And then if something ever happens to James Cook, then he could really take off.
And that's been my criticism of James Cook is that, okay, goal line time comes and he's not there because it's going to go to Josh Allen or one of these hulking running backs. And I mean, that's definitely Ray Davis now, but what I was wrong about is James Cook can get it done in between the 20s. So you don't really need to worry about the goal line stuff as much with him, especially in PPR. So,
yeah. Well, if Ray Davis comes in at all, just to, give him a breather, the guy breaks tackles left and right. Like he's just yards after contact to galore. So I'm excited for Ray Davis. I really am.
That's kind of almost call him like a poor man's Ray Davis with Bucky Irving. My criticism of Rachaad White is he can't break tackles. And where I think that's where Bucky Irving could really service the Bucks. And I was talking and not focusing on my pick, which is part of the course, Joey. Hey, you know what? Say his name and he'll appear. Let's mistake him.
Nice.
How many bucks
nicely done?
That's something that people don't talk about in fantasy. Like, it's supposed to be fun. If you're in between 2 players and you need the tiebreaker to be, hey, he plays on my favorite team, let that be your tiebreaker.
Take your guy, right? Take your guys.
Get
your guys. Absolutely. And I'm going to take Jermaine Burton. I think he's going to win the job for the wide receiver 3 for the Bengals. And I got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, I just really hope he can get that. He can get that new contract, right? I mean, you guys saw the report that came through not too long ago.
Yeah. Monster numbers being thrown out.
Yeah, I mean, who was it? Chad Ochocinco made the comments about him not touching the field until he gets a contract. So I don't know. Very, very nerve-wracking. Coles doesn't seem to be worried. I wish we were talking about it with him because he's like, dude, it's not. Don't even worry about it. It's gonna get handled. Nothing to worry about. Like, well, I'm kind of worrying. Okay, kind of worrying. And with the last pick, you go Jalen McMillan, another Buck.
Yeah. He's looked good this preseason. He does look like he's gonna be their outside guy since they moved Godwin to the slot. And we did see Godwin get some work last year, and I don't think Trey Palmer is dead in the water. Sadly, I like Trey Palmer. I had a lot of him in my dynasty teams, so it does seem like Jalen McMillan's taken that over.
Yeah, I picked up Trey Palmer in quite a few leagues because I was just envisioning like, all right, well, what's going to happen to Evans? Is he going to go somewhere, so to speak? So. All right, Shane, Mr. Irrelevant, who are you taking with the last pick of the draft?
A couple of guys I took, I would have taken with the last pick. I always just like to usually use this pick on a backup who could become a top guy with an injury. So the best of that available to me right now is Tank. If something were to happen, I would have loved Khalil Herbert because I still think there's a possibility they're showcasing him right now in those preseason games, and they feel comfortable with Roshan as the backup because Herbert's not a great back to have on third down blocking wise. So part of me thinks there could be a Dallas coming in and offering a 6th or a 7th. And
how would you feel about that as a Cowboys fan?
I would take that 100% over their current options any day of the week.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, that was the draft. Let's do just a quick rundown of the teams. I had Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Tank Dell, Lad McHonkey, Christian Watson, Brandon Cooks, and Jermaine Burton as my wide receivers. It is a 2-flex, 2 wide receivers. So I plan on using my wide receivers and my flexes with this lineup. And then I grabbed a tight end early, which I usually always do, in Kincaid. I grabbed Joe Burrow to go with Jamar Chase. I really like Joe Burrow this year. I think the Bengals are going to massively come back this year. And I think his goal is to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. That is like his main goal this season in the back of his mind. He doesn't have to say it. I just know it. And then wide receivers, a little top heavy with Derrick Henry and then Zamir White. And then just a ragtag group. I got Corum, Dobbins, Jalen Wright, Tyrone Tracy. Just some guys with upside. I think Tyrone Tracy has a chance to, be the passing down back over there, and Jalen Wright in case anything happens to Mostert. Dobbins, who knows at this point with Dobbins, but that is my 12-team PPR roster. Shane, what do you got over there?
So I went wide receiver heavy, Harrison and London, and then got my two running backs. I normally probably just go one, but I just like the value there with White and Swift both. So that's why I went back to back. I think probably in the next week and a half, we're going to see Rashee Rice probably in round 3. So to get him in round 5, I'm pretty stoked about that. Terry, I think, is in for probably his best year given what he's got at quarterback compared to years past. So even though I was already heavy on wide receiver, I couldn't pass up that value. Same thing with Williams as well. And then just safe backup running back and Robinson. Sutton is somebody that I think is being slept on also. I think you get a wide receiver 1 that had 10 touchdowns last year that's going to have as good, if not maybe better quarterback play from Knicks this year. So I think we might see him creep up. Got wiped out on my tier of quarterbacks, but like I said earlier, go back to back and can play matchups with them if I wanted to.
Nice. All right, Joey, what do you got?
Yeah, so wide receiver, I'm definitely strong at wide receiver. I'm on St. Brown, Puka Nacua, T. Higgins, and Chris Godwin. So Higgins and Godwin will fill my flexes. I got Josh Jacobs and Kenneth Walker to fill my running back spots. I waited a little while and missed on my top 5 tight ends. Like I like grabbing, but I did get Evan Ingram in the 7th round, which is super exciting. He's going to be a big part of that Jaguars offense. I'm going to have to wait a little while on my RB3 to come back this season, and Jonathan Brooks. Jordan Love's going to be my gunslinger there at quarterback. Clear Shakir, Ty Chandler, Kirk Cousins to back up Love in case Love is not Love at all. Demarcus Robinson as a wide receiver, which I love. I think he's got wide receiver 3 upside. If something happens to Puka or Cooper Kupp, we know that he's got wide receiver 2 upside. We saw it happen last season. And then I took a couple Buccaneers just because, hey, let's have some fun. And Bucky Irving, he's looked really great this preseason. Angelo McMillan. Who did I take there?
Jalen McMillan.
Jalen McMillan. What? It's been a long week, guys. And I was doing, guys, it was just going so well. I was flowing, I was feeling it, and then I messed up on my own team's player's name.
Well,
no,
Joey,
it's a great team.
Joey, we appreciate you coming on for the mock draft, man. You're the best. We'll stay tuned into everything you do this season. Good luck to everything, and hope you enjoyed the mock on the road show.
Absolutely did. If you're looking for me this season, Sunday morning live, football guys, every Sunday from 11 till 12:30.
All right, we'll be tuning in, man. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Shane. I'll see you next time, pal.
Yep.
All right, everybody buckle up.